Welcome, guys, to your GoPro Life Group. I'm so excited about this series and what you're about to experience together as a group. Each week, you will be engaging with original content that complements what we're talking about in the weekend service. On the 6th week of GoPro, rather than gathering together for the weekend service, we're going to mobilize the largest serving team in our church's history to go bless our community by serving them. Guys, we're not going to just talk about living the adventure of God, we're going to put it into action. We call this serving event Good Neighbor Weekend, and I'm asking all of you to save the date for one of the serving times on either October the 12th or the 13th. To simplify the registration process, your life group leader will pass out cards to your group. If you would just take a moment to fill out the card and give it back to your leader, I'd really appreciate it. And life group leaders, if you will take just a couple of minutes today to send this information to the link on your card, it will generate an email or text to the people in your group so that they can complete the registration process before this weekend services. Well, guys, I hope you have a great life group. Let's get this adventure started.
My name's Kim. I'm not what you would call adventurous, but during this series GoPro, we want to get you thinking about living life on God's adventure. So some of my Northview friends have planned some surprise adventures for me. It's not going to be easy, but in the end, I'm gonna be a pro. Let's go. Hey Northview, welcome back to another week of GoPro. It's Kim here, and I am out in the wilderness, about to explore or figure something out here. I am here with my new friend, Creek Stewart. Come on over, Creek.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Nice to have you with us. Creek, today, where am I at, first of all?
Well, you're at my wilderness survival training facility here in Indiana called Willow Haven Outdoor.
Awesome. Sounds like fun. And what are we going to do today?
Well, I'm a wilderness survival instructor.
Okay.
And so today, I am going to show you today how to find food, water, and make fire.
Food, water, and make fire. I am ready. Hamburgers? They're in the forest. I know they are. Creek, let's go do this.
All right. Before we go,
you've
got to get suited up.
Because this isn't good enough.
I've got a vest for you with some tools that you're going to need today.
A vest.
Okay.
All right.
So let's get you fitted.
Okay. Tools, huh?
How's that feel?
It feels perfect.
All right, perfect.
Awesome.
We're going to need some things that I've got stashed in your pockets today, just in case.
Is that the food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the food.
Okay.
Come on.
Like through the tree? We can't go around it? The vest was not the only tool that Creek wanted to set me up with. We also made a spear to, I don't know, accessorize my outfit? After walking around aimlessly in the woods for a while, Creek thought it was finally time to go get a drink.
Now typically, you would want to always boil water, but we don't have a fire yet.
Sure.
And so I've packed a tool for you in your vest. All right, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
This is called a life straw.
Yep.
It's a personal water filter, and you can stick one end in this and suck out of the other end, just like a straw. Clear all that moss and all those mosquito larvae out of the way, and just bury that, not in the mud, but just get it down in the water and then just start sucking.
Like, you actually want me to do that?
Yeah, we gotta hydrate because we gotta keep going, and if we don't, then we're gonna be in trouble later, so.
There's like things crawling around.
This is pure natural water.
Yeah, but there's like
you can guarantee,
things alive in there.
This filter right here is going to filter out any microbiological critter that could give you horrid diarrhea or just absolute worst case scenario vomiting, okay? But this filter is going to filter it out, okay? I promise you. Just get in there. Don't think about it. Just get in there.
All right.
There you go. Just start sucking. It'll take a second because you got to prime it. Let me know when you get just a big old mouthful.
I got a mouthful.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Now you need to hydrate, so we need to really do some big swallows.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. Yep.
You feel like that was enough?
That was definitely plenty for me for the rest of my life.
Was it refreshing?
It kind of has an aftertaste. My mouth is a little numb right now. I don't know what that means.
Turns out, if I would have known what was coming next, I would have begged for more pond water.
You see this log right here?
Yeah.
Clearly something's been digging in there. And animals are smart, so it's digging for a reason. So we're gonna do just that. We're gonna dig in here and see maybe if we can find something.
Like find what the animals are looking for?
Yeah. We're just gonna dig through. Here you go, just take that big piece
take
right there
this,
and dig
okay.
through that.
And
We're just looking for anything that we see.
okay.
For...
Ew! Oh my gosh! There's like worms and stuff in there.
Hey, come here, come here. Good eye. Come here, come here, come here. This is a beetle larvae. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And these are packed with fats and calories. Here, grab
Yep.
one of these.
Nope.
This guy right here, he's the biggest one. Here.
Yep, that's not happening.
Hold your hand out.
I would rather starve. Oh my gosh. Like, will it suck or
It
spit
will
or
not
do
hurt
anything
you.
at me? Okay. Oh my god.
Calm down. Don't lose him. Don't lose him. That's lunch. That's lunch. Don't name him. Don't name him.
Don't name him.
All right, ready?
No, ready for what?
On 3.
I'm not eating this. There's no way. I'll die. No.
Listen. Survival is 90% mental and 10% physical. You just got to get over. You
You don't know me. I am 90% mental.
Well,
Oh my
I know
gosh,
that you came from
everything's
a long
mental.
line of survivors. Okay, I'm gonna count down. It's gonna be 3, 2, 1, chew. 3, you got it. Okay, stop. 3, 2, 1, chew. Go. Chew it. You got it. Stop. Don't you spit. Don't you
No,
spit that
I'm
out.
gonna vomit.
Don't you vomit. Swallow it.
I swallowed. I need water.
You did it.
Give me.
You did it.
I don't care whose water it is.
You did it. What are you doing? That's cheating. That's not pond water. You got it. You got it.
Oh, this is nightmare.
Fire is probably the most important survival skill.
Okay.
You can use it to boil water, cook food, signal for rescue, and if it's cold, you can use it to stay alive.
Awesome. So why did we choose to do this last? Because
Well-
we could have cooked the food, we could have boiled the water. I didn't have to drink from the straw.
I know, but I had to gather some resources along the way because I'm going to teach you how to make fire with sticks.
Okay.
And it's a friction fire start called the bow drill.
Okay.
So we're going to have to make a few things first.
Putting all the skills I learned that day to work, it was time to make fire.
Back of the bow. Move this knee over here. Look at you.
Oh, nice.
Now I'm going to let go.
Oh, look at the smoke.
Okay, you're smoking.
Oh my gosh, my arm is
Okay,
dying
go
though.
ahead and fast again. You got it. All right, now. And there you go. And with that right there,
We made fire.
you can make it through the night.
Like, oh my gosh, look at that.
Good job.
That is amazing.
I officially have confidence that you
Oh,
could
that is
survive
super
in
warm.
the wild.
Yeah. Well, Creek, thank you so much for having me here today, teaching me just a little bit of what you do and how you help people survive with food, fire, water, shelter, all that good stuff.
Well, you're still alive.
I am still alive, and I thank you for that. I do want to go home very quickly. But before I do that, guys, we have been living an adventure today, but let's check out somebody who's living God's adventure.
Well, I am here today with Charles Neal, and we are talking with people who are truly living God's adventure for their life. And Charles is one of the pastors at Brookside Community Church with a special focus on reentry. In fact, here we're sitting here at the Isaiah House 2, which is a residential facility for men who have been incarcerated and are overcoming the difficulties of reentry. And so I thought that it might be helpful, Charles, if you can just give us a feel for what it's like for somebody coming out of prison as they are overcoming these challenges of reentry.
Yeah, it's pretty much a nightmare for people who are returning home from prison. It's so tough that when it comes to getting a job, at least there are people who will welcome you into a business or what have you. You can fill out an application, you can go online, but when they see the felony, your application is lost. Not only with jobs, but also residence. A person who has a felony can't go to an apartment complex or go online and fill out an application, because once they find out that you have a felony, you're canceled, you're done. And if you don't have a residency, if you don't get a job when you get out of jail and prison, it can lead to a technical rule violation, a TRV. It can land you back in jail, it can land you back in prison. That's how difficult it is for people coming out of incarceration.
So basically they're told, get a job and find a place to live or you're going back to prison.
Absolutely.
And every place you go to get a job and find a place to live, they don't want you. So you're stuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what role can the church play in this?
The role that the church can play are two lenses. There is what's called the social capital lens, where people who want to volunteer, who are driven passionately to do this type of work, we train them how to do reentry at Brookside. The second thing is financial capital. A lot of what we've been able to do, Northview, has been on the front line to help get this type of work done in the context of the urban core.
Yeah, and you guys are just a tremendous example. You all have been able to do things that the government agencies have not been able to do. Even the not-for-profits doing great work have not been able to do. It's when the church gets engaged that some things can really happen.
Absolutely. I believe that the church is the answer. The
Amen.
Church of Jesus Christ is the answer in the world. And it's done through the gospel of Jesus Christ. And when the church takes its stand in this world, the people will come. And they're not coming because we're that good. They're coming because God is that good. And they're seeing something so much different as the church is leading in the world than what the world has to offer.
Yeah, that is so true. Switching gears on you just a little bit, you know, one of the things that God does is He will take our past.
Yeah.
He'll take our mistakes, He'll take our hurts, and He has this incredible way of redeeming them and using our past to impact others. And so I know this whole topic of reentry is one that's really personal to you. Wonder if you would share a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's very personal to me. I'm very familiar with reentry. I'm very familiar with incarceration because I have been incarcerated. And so coming to Indiana back in 1999, I came for one person, that was to go to seminary. That I could earn a Master's of Divinity degree, and then I was going to go back home to Miami once I had completed that. And of course, we're in 2019 now, and so obviously that wasn't the plan for my life. But I began to experience some very deep, dark things when I came here to Indiana, where I didn't get the scholarship that was promised to me, which caused a lot of heartaches for I and my wife. My wife's job fell through in the first year. We were on food stamps in the first year. And so basically, I graduated in 2003, but in 2006, I landed in the Department of Correction of the state of Indiana.
So you find yourself in prison, and I'm just curious how God got a hold of your heart in prison.
Well, as I was walking, coming from the our Regional Diagnostic Center into Plainfield Correctional, which is IYC, I was walking along the catwalk with maybe over about 40 different guys. And it was in that time that I heard the voice of God speak to me in my heart. Now I got you where you'll listen to me. And it was through that moment that the redemptive plan of God began to change and transform my life. It led me on to baptize over 100 men in the prison. It allowed me to build a library on the dorms, prayer circles that were from 50 to over 150 guys, easy on the dorm. And so I became known as Preach, and that's what I went by in prison.
Yeah, God really used you where you were. Yeah, so Charles, as we look at ways that the church can be involved and engaged, you know, of course, one way is just financially. There are financial needs. Another is socially, social capital. And can you describe a little bit about what that can look like?
Well, one of the things is we have what's called, well, there are mentors that we call bridge coaches. And what that person, when they're trained, they're able to have not only one-on-ones with the person who is reentering, where they have court dates. They can go with them to the court date as well. They're in contact with them via text or email or what have you. It allows a relationship, an intentional relationship, to be formed and transformed between the both of them. And so the person who is the bridge coach and the person who's the participants become friends. They become family. They get to know one another. It's more of an in-depth track that two human beings are coming together for a specific purpose, and the gospel is what's tying that together.
Yeah, that is so true. And an awesome reminder and call to action to live on adventure for God.
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes,
That's
sir.
terrific. I want to give you an opportunity to share with your group now. But before we do that, I have a project I want to tell you about that I think you're going to really enjoy. I used to love to read the Choose Your Own Adventure books when I was growing up. You know, the ones where you would have different options, and depending on what you chose, it would change the ending of the story. Well, in that same idea, I've got a project for you that you're going to work on individually for 5 minutes before you discuss as a group. And so you turn to the participant guide where it says Choose Your Own Adventure, and you'll notice that there are 3 different options. One is Q&A, which is just a question to answer. Another is called Picture Pages, which refers you to different images for that option. And then the third is Mad Libs, which essentially is a fill in the blank. So don't do all 3, you're just going to pick one, thus the Choose Your Own Adventure. And you're going to process the answer to that question on the card that your life group leader has given to you. When you're done, give that card back to the leader, and on our last week together, we're going to pull these back out and just have a really neat group experience that you will not want to miss. Well, I hope you have an incredible time discussing with your group, and we will see you next time.